Good morning. It's 15 minutes to 8 a.m. in Nigeria now. I want us to do an analysis on what we are going to be seeing on gold probably this week. We are going to be starting with the weekly chart. As we all can see now that we saw what happened to the NFP, the non-farm payroll. Market has already priced into that. That was why we didn't see much movement. We didn't even see movement as we normally see on a day of non-farm payroll. Now, technically, looking at gold weekly chart, there's a lot of things we can see here. Looking at the chart, we can see we have a triangle. You can see this is a triangle, kind of triangle, symmetric triangle. Also, we could see that there's a possibility of having inverse head and shoulder. If we can see that, if we can use this to illustrate, we say this. We use this to show the head, the shoulder, the head, and now we have uncompleted shoulder here. But there's something that I'm looking at, and many people will say this is not a head and shoulder. The reason is because if we check, we will see that this is these 2 points is a double bottom, okay, a double touch, which is double bottom, okay, which is what is pushing this price up. Okay, now, but being that we could see that if you look at it, it looks like a head and shoulder forming. Okay, then if this candle, which we could see here, could be able to touch this trend line at this point, there we can be saying that we should be looking at that level 12118.24 to be a critical level, because that is where we could say that if price should break it, if price should break through that, that means invariably we might be seeing 3 touch, okay, which will now make this head and shoulder that is forming here to be nullified. Okay, if we see 3 touch, there's a possibility that if we see 3 touch, we'll see a bullish move. But right now, looking at what we could see here, this is the neck of this forming head and shoulder, okay, of this forming head and shoulder. So looking at this, we can say that there's a possibility that price still has this opening about say about 184 pips down move. Okay, so but we cannot say, because the last week candle closed with an indecision, and also closing above 124.08 support, which is also a critical support. Okay, if you look at it, why am I saying it's a critical support? If you look at it, you see that price closed, most of the price closed above it, okay, and some price also rejected at that level. So with this now, with this indecision candle, which was forming to be an inside candle. If we look closely, we can see, let me enhance it so that you can see. If you look at this now, you say that price opened at 1249.45, while the last week before this candle closed at 1249.24. So you see that there is a jump here. Okay, there is a jump here, which is making this candle now to be inside this candle, which is invariably a reversal candle. So looking at this now, we can say that there's a possibility that price will respect this. So today is Monday. It's just the beginning of the week. Then we will check the fundamentals of the week. Okay, this is the fundamentals of the week. There is no much on Monday. The only thing that is so important on this Monday is the governor's speech of Aussie dollar. So there's going to be a little rally there. This week on Tuesday, we don't have much on Tuesday, but the Asian countries will have a field day. China will be releasing consumer price index. So we have GB pairs will have a little rally on Tuesday, and also we don't have much news from the US on Tuesday, so there's not going to be much moves. On Wednesday we have GB going to have a rally, AU going to have a little rally. Also, you know that AU and NU always work together, so it's not like as if they work together, but their movements are almost similar. So we'll be having a little rally with them also, because they're having a decision on interest rates. Also, we have on Thursday we have AU having almost all the whole week, as we can see from these fundamentals. So what I'm trying to show us here is that we should always know what we have for the week, so that we can be able to know what price could be, what could happen in the trend. So with this now, we could only see that where we will be having a much rally on gold is starting on Thursday. On Thursday, where we have job claims and all that. Then on Friday, the Asian countries will also be having a field day, because we have interest rate decision on JPY, and also China will release industrial production also. And on Friday we'll be having a little rally on EU. That's all. So mainly looking at this now, you can see that this week there's a possibility that we are going to see gold going up, and we are looking at price hitting 126,781 and also 127,462, then 127700, which is a very critical area to watch. So now, being that we have looked at what we should be expecting on gold on weekly, cross-checking our fundamentals, seeing that we don't have much fundamentals coming out from US except on Thursday and Friday. So there's a possibility I'm not saying, I'm just only using technically and looking at partially fundamentals. So with that now, sticking to this reversal candle, the only thing that can confirm if this inside candle is going to be the reversal candle that we need is the close of this candle. Okay, is the close of this week candle. If this week candle should close within this 68 or 674 or 277, then we should be expecting price to head to 32967. Okay, but for now we still have an opening for price to head down, because price has to touch this reverse, price has to touch this area 1218 level, which is where price touches the STL support trend line, the support trend line. So now what we should do is, if we are already in the buy, like I remember on Friday I told people to buy gold. If we are already in the buy, we should hold our buy and then be on alert, because anything can happen. Because this candle now, we are not sure. And also, looking at this place, you can see that this is a long breakout candle from 1277 level. So probably this is the pullback that wants to happen in order to complete this breakout. So that, but at this level, that is where we should be looking at selling. If price should touch this level and now forms a reversal candle at this level, or touch this level and give us a whipsaw, then we can enter for sale. So now let's look at daily chart and see what really is happening over there. Now look at the daily chart. Okay, look at the daily chart. What are we seeing? This is a butterfly, okay, which has completed its move. This is a butterfly pattern which has completed its move. Now we could see that at 1242.08 a reversal candle has formed. We have two indecision, then a confirmation candle. So if I were to be trade, if by the end of today, this candle, because this is a reversal candle confirmation, this has closed with an indecision candle. So now the best thing to do now is to know that this is a bullish move. This move is heading to 1277. So, but for us to be clear, being that this is an indecision candle, we should wait, let this candle close for today. Or if we want to take the risk, we take the risk by placing our buy above this or above this in order to be on the safe side. Then putting our stop loss at this level. Okay, putting our stop loss at this level. Now, if we put our buy here and our stop loss here, our TP should be somewhere here. Okay, yeah, somebody will say, what kind of method am I using? Is this in a 1:2 ratio risk reward? I don't know, but what I trade is, I trade what I see. Right now you can see that market is, this is a live chart, market has confirmed the bullish move. The reversal candles happened. This is the reversal confirmation, and this is also a support to this reversal candle, but it is an indecision. So the only thing that can happen now is to wait for this candle. There's a possibility that this candle now, today's candle, might want to touch this level. Okay, might want to touch this level, and whereby the price touches this level, this is a buy area also. But whereby when this candle touches here, which might be touching it maybe at the close of today, okay, maybe at the close of today, and we have to wait to confirm this before we start buying, because there's a possibility if price should close here, there's a possibility that the next candle that will open might break through. So it's better to wait to confirm it before we now buy. But for this, if we place our buy stop above this, it is a comfortable place to wait for the price. Wait for the price to come and meet you there, meet you and give you your green pips. Okay, looking at this daily chart now, there's not much thing to talk about. We could only see that everything here is pointing that we will have a pullback. We are going to have a bullish move. Okay, so the only thing we have to do is to wait for this candle or place our entry point above this support, above this resistance, and wait for the price to come so that this dancing that is happening here should finish before the reversal, before the up move starts. Then there's a possibility being that this is an indecision, so we wait also. All this that I'm saying now, we can confirm them with 1 hour and 4 hour chart. So looking at this now, you can see that we should wait to confirm this because this is a reversal candle also. But the only thing that happens now is that it is not at the down, neither is it at the up, so it's in between, so it might not be valid. So we have to wait, placing our buy here or waiting for this candle to complete its work by giving us this down move that will come, and probability that we are going to be seeing price closing here, here, or here. So, and those areas are all buy areas. So, but remember that for you to buy, you go to 4 hour and 1 hour to confirm the reversal candle. Now let's look at 4 hour. 4 hour. Sorry that there's a lot of lines, but looking at it now, you can see that we have ABC pattern which has completed, okay, which has completed, now has given a reversal candle. Look at this candle now. This spike is an engulfing to all these candles here. So this engulfing now, we now see that it hits this level, okay, this 127 Fibo, okay. Now being that this has completed its move, the best thing for us now is to remove this. Okay, now looking at this level, you see that this is a consolidation level and a rejection level also. So you look at this now, so this is an area to watch. 1255.67 is the area to watch. If we see any breakout on it, please, we should place our buy above this 1527.47, above 1257.47 is a rejection area and is also a buy area. So we should wait for the breakout of this level. When price breaks out of this level, then we can place our buy for the move to 1268 and 1274 or 1277.0. That is where we should be looking at selling if price doesn't break this level. So there is not much thing to talk. We see that this is a breakout from the trend, from the symmetric triangle. And also looking at this trend line now, let's just see how this trend line comes about. Looking at that trend line, okay, this is the trend line. You see that price is heading to meet this trend line here. So there's a possibility that this is where we should be looking at price hitting before we can be able to say we are going to sell or we are going to buy, or we are going to buy for a long term, not on a short term. This is for a long term, but for now this is just a short pullback which is heading for this trend line. And if you watch the trend line, price has been respecting it. Okay, price has been respecting this trend line, so we should be expecting price to come to this area before we now start thinking and waiting for reversal candle to show us whether we are going to sell or we are going to buy. Okay, so for now there's not much thing to talk about. The only thing we should do is exercise patience for the breakout of this level. If this level should break out, we now wait for confirmation of candle reversal or just a breakout with candle closing above it. So when candle closes above it, we enter our buy, and then our TP should be somewhere here in 1274 or 1277. Okay, so being that this triangle, this trend line is there, is our projection. So now there's no much thing to talk about here. We can already see what price is like here. But being that we know that today we are having Holy Spirit holidays on Euro countries, so there might be not much moves. So we should be very careful and also have enough patience and wait for price to be confirmed. Thank you.